Imagine waking up today and finding out Social Security just dropped a major announcement that affects millions of Americans. And it's not what anyone expected. That's right. Social Security has confirmed a permanent raise, and this new amount could reshape retirement plans, budgets, and futures across the country. Whether you're retired, planning for retirement, or supporting someone who is, this update is huge. In this video, we're diving into what the government just revealed, breaking down the real numbers, the unexpected impact, and what this means for your monthly benefits. We'll explore who qualifies, how much more you'll get, and why so many people were blindsided by this change. If you thought the last cost of living adjustment was big, wait until you hear this. Experts are calling this one of the most significant Social Security updates in years, and we're unpacking it in plain language so you can make sense of it, fast. You won't want to miss how this could influence your finances, taxes, and long-term security. So stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what the Social Security Administration confirmed, how it affects you, and what steps you need to take next. If you're ready for the facts and want to stay ahead of the curve, hit that like button now. It helps others find this crucial update too. Now let's break this down in the simplest, most straightforward way possible. Because the moment Social Security announced this permanent raise, millions of people across the country started asking the same questions. What does this mean for me? When does it start? And how much more money am I actually getting? And those questions are exactly why we're here today. Because while headlines grab your attention, they rarely tell the full story. But in the next several minutes, you're going to get everything, clearly, calmly, and without confusion. So you walk away fully understanding how this new raise impacts your benefits moving forward. First, let's talk about what a permanent raise really means in the world of Social Security. When the administration increases benefits through the annual cost of living adjustment, or COLA, that raise becomes part of your new base benefit. It doesn't expire. It doesn't disappear next year. It becomes locked in permanently. That's why this change is a big deal, because every single future raise will be calculated off this higher number, giving your benefits a stronger foundation for the rest of your life. This year's confirmed raise sits at a level millions didn't see coming. Many experts expected a smaller adjustment based on economic patterns earlier in the year, but inflation, consumer spending patterns, and cost of living indicators shifted in a way that ultimately pushed the raise higher than forecast. The result is that the average retiree will see a noticeable boost in their monthly check, often around $50 to $70, depending on their current benefit amount. It may not feel life-changing at first glance, but carried across the entire year and then compounded across future COLAs, the long-term impact is significant. Think of it like a stairway. Every year, Social Security gives beneficiaries a new step to stand on. But this year, that stair is a little higher, meaning the next step and the next raise begins from a stronger, more elevated starting point. That's why retirees, survivors, disabled beneficiaries, and SSI recipients are watching this news closely. It affects every future dollar they'll receive for the rest of their lives. Now, let's talk about how this raise is calculated, because understanding the why gives you more control over planning your financial future. Each year, Social Security analyzes changes in the cost of everyday goods, from groceries to gas, utilities to prescription drugs, and everything in between. If the cost of living rises, benefits rise with it. The idea is to protect retirees and beneficiaries from being left behind as prices grow. But here's the truth many people don't fully grasp. The COLA isn't based on the spending patterns of retirees. It's based on the expenses of wage earners. That means it doesn't always perfectly reflect what older Americans spend the most on, particularly healthcare, which tends to increase in cost far faster than other goods. That's why so many seniors say COLA increases often feel too small, even when they're larger than usual. This year's permanent raise helps, but it doesn't erase the financial pressure caused by rising rents, medical bills, insurance premiums, and everyday costs that have steadily climbed over the past decade. And that brings us to something extremely important: your net benefit versus your gross benefit. When Social Security announces a raise, They're talking about the gross number, the total before any deductions. But many people never see that full increase reflected in their bank account because Medicare Part B premiums, and sometimes other deductions, come out of that benefit before you receive it. So while your check might technically go up by $50 or $60, the amount actually deposited might be slightly lower depending on next year's Medicare costs. This is why understanding the whole picture matters, and it's also why checking your official benefit letter as soon as it becomes available is essential. It tells you exactly what your personal increase will look like. Let's shift gears for a moment and talk about the human side of this. Because behind every statistic is a real person, a retiree trying to keep up with rent, a widow living on survivor benefits, someone with disabilities relying on every dollar of their monthly payment. For many, even a modest permanent increase means breathing room, an easier trip to the grocery store, the ability to keep the heat on without fear of next month's bill, or simply a sense of dignity knowing they're not falling as far behind financially. But it's also true that millions are still struggling. And while this permanent raise won't solve every financial challenge seniors face, it does push benefits in the right direction. It gives retirees something stable, something predictable, something they can count on as they plan their monthly budgets. Let's talk about people who are not retired yet but are getting closer. If you're in your early 60s, this confirmed raise affects you too, even if you're not collecting yet. The Social Security benefit you'll receive at retirement is tied to future COLAs, so this increase lifts your starting point before you even file. And if you delay collecting benefits past your full retirement age, every month you wait earns you delayed retirement credits, meaning the new higher base amount gets multiplied even further. In other words, this raise is building the foundation of your future monthly income. It affects your lifetime payout, not just a single year. Now, let's talk about the full retirement age. Many people still believe it's 65, but it's not. For millions of Americans, the age for full, unreduced benefits is now 67. That means if you claim earlier, say at 62, you'll receive permanently smaller monthly checks. But if you wait until full retirement age, or even delay until 70, you'll receive significantly more. This confirmed raise amplifies those numbers because everything begins from a higher base amount. Let's touch on workers who are collecting benefits early. There's an annual limit on how much you can earn before your Social Security benefits are temporarily reduced. That earnings limit increases each year as well, giving working retirees more flexibility. And after you reach full retirement age, your benefits are no longer reduced for working. This means you can earn as much as you want without losing a penny of Social Security, something many retirees don't realize. Let's move now to disability beneficiaries. For those receiving SSDI, the permanent raise is incredibly important. Many disabled individuals live on very limited incomes and face medical expenses that often exceed the average retiree's costs. A stable, guaranteed raise gives them greater security and predictability, two things that are deeply needed when income is limited and medical demands are ongoing. Survivors' benefits also get updated with this raise. Widows, widowers, and dependent children receiving survivors' benefits often rely heavily on that income. And for many single-income households where a spouse has passed away, even a modest increase can help maintain stability. And then there's SSI, Supplemental Security Income. These beneficiaries, often among the lowest income individuals in the country, will see their benefits increase as well. In fact, SSI payments usually adjust slightly earlier, often at the end of December. For many, that early bump provides a little extra breathing room during the holiday season and the start of the new year. Now let's address a common misconception that many people still have. Some believe Social Security is running out of money and will disappear before they retire. That isn't how the system works. Social Security is funded primarily through payroll taxes, and benefits will continue to be paid. While adjustments may be needed in the future to keep the program fully funded, Social Security isn't going anywhere, and this confirmed raise is proof that the system remains active, operational, and responsive to the changing economy. Let's close by bringing all of this together in a real-world scenario. Imagine a retiree who currently receives about $1,800 a month. A permanent raise lifts that amount, not just this year, but every year moving forward. Next year's COLA is applied to the new amount. The year after that, another raise will be applied. Over a decade, even small annual adjustments turn into thousands of dollars of additional lifetime income. That's why this confirmed raise matters more than it may seem at first glance, because what looks small now becomes meaningful over time. The most powerful thing you can do right now is stay informed, review your updated Social Security statement when it becomes available, and understand exactly how your personal benefit will change. This isn't just news, it's money in your pocket, security for your future, and long-term financial stability that grows every single year. And if you want more updates just like this, clear, honest, detailed, and made specifically to help you stay ahead, you know what to do. Before you scroll, tap like right now. It helps more people see this important update, and it tells us you want more videos that keep you informed and empowered.